Hello everyone, welcome to AVLSI lecture number 35.3. Today we are going to discuss about the design of telescopic cascode differential amplifier. Okay, so this is my telescopic cascode differential amplifier which we have discussed a few lectures back, and we have to design this. Design this means we have to determine the W/L ratios of all the transistors M1 to M8. So let's read the question. So it says that design a telescopic cascode differential amplifier for a voltage gain of 600. Okay, it should provide a voltage gain of 600 in magnitude and a power budget of 4 milliwatt. Okay, so these two constraints they have given, and also they have given that assume an equilibrium overdrive of 100 millivolt for the NMOS devices. Now overdrive means VGS minus VTH of 100 millivolt and 150 millivolt for PMOS devices. Okay, so the overdrive voltage of NMOS and PMOS devices are given to us, and mu n Cox value is given as 100 microampere per volt square. Mu p Cox value is given as 50 microampere per volt square. Lambda n given as 0.1, 0.1 divided by volt, and VDD is given as 3 volt. We have to determine the required value of lambda p also, and we have to assume that M1 to M4 transistors are all identical. That means all the NMOS transistors are identical, and so are M5 to M8. So M5 to M8 are PMOS transistors; those are also identical. So basically, we have to find out the W/L ratios of M1 to M8, and also we have to find out lambda p. So let's begin now. So we know that the differential gain formula for this telescopic cascode amplifier is given by AD is approximately equal to minus GM1 into GM3 RO3 RO1 parallel to GM5 RO5 RO7, and that is equal to minus 600, because that is the magnitude is given as 600. So AD will be minus 600 over here, and they have given the power as 4 milliwatt. So what will be the power over here? Power formula will be ID1 plus ID2 into VDD. Because if you see carefully, the current flowing through M7, M5, M3 and M1 are same. Let's consider that to be ID1. And the current flowing through M8, M6, M4 and M2 are same, because they are all connected in series. So ID2 also will be similar. Okay, so ID2 flowing through M8, M6, M4, M2 will be same, and ID1 flowing through M7, M5, M6 and M1 will be same. So we can write VDD is power is equal to ID1 plus ID2 into VDD. So that's what we have written over here. Power is equal to 4 milliwatt, which is ID1 plus ID2 equal into VDD. But ID1 plus ID2 will be equal to ISS, right? So, and power is given as what now? ISS into VDD. So, ISS can be found out as 4 milli divided by 1.8. Okay. So, actually, your VDD value is 3 volt or 1.8. Let me cross check it. Let me cross check it once. It should be actually, let me take a calculator now and cross check this value, whether it's given as 1.8, because here I've written 1.8, but while writing the numerical, I've written over there 3 volts. So let me confirm it once. Okay. So I will divide 4 milli divided by 1.8 and check it out. Let me confirm it. Yeah, basically the supply voltage is 1.8, not 3 volt. So let me correct that information now. So VDD is given as 1.8 volts. Sorry for that. Yeah, let me remove this 3 and put 1.8 over here. VDD is 1.8. Please note that. Don't get confused further. Yeah, VDD is given as 1.8 volt. So here we have, ISS is equal to 4 milli divided by 1.8, which comes out to be 2.22 milliamperes. You can check it out. Okay. Now, since I've already told you all that ID1 will be equal to ID3, which will be equal to mod of ID5 is equal to mod of ID7, which is equal to ISS by 2. because it's a symmetric, cascode differential amplifier. Similarly, ID2 will be equal to ID4, which will be equal to mod of ID6, which will be equal to mod of ID8, which is equal to ISS by 2. So therefore, we can say GM1 is written by the formula, given by the formula twice ID1 divided by VGS1 minus VTH1, right? Now, since they are identical, your GM1, GM2, GM3, GM4 are also identical, correct? So GM1 to 4 will be twice ID1 divided by VGS minus VTH of NMOS, correct? Because all M1 to M4 are NMOS transistors, and twice ID means ISS. So GM1 to 4 will be ISS divided by VGS minus VTH of NMOS. And what is VGS minus VTH? Is the overdrive voltage. So what's the overdrive voltage for NMOS transistor given? Overdrive voltage is given as 100 millivolt. So we substitute, VGS minus VTH as 100 millivolt. Don't ask for the value of VTH. It's not given in the numerical. It's not required here also, because here they have directly given the overdrive voltage. So GM12, that is GM1 equal to GM2 equal to GM3 equal to GM4 are same, and that is equal to 2.22 milli divided by 100 millivolt. That comes out to be 22.2 milliampere per volt. Similarly, G5 to 8 will be similar because M5 to M8 are identical. So GM5 to 8 will be twice ID5 divided by VGS minus VTH for PMOS. And for a PMOS transistor, the overdrive voltage is 150 and the ISS value is 2.22. So GM5 to 8 will be 2.22 milli divided by 150 milli, which comes out to be 14.8 milliampere per volt. So GM of 5 to 8 will be 14.8 milliampere per volt. Please cross check this answer with your calculator. So you can pause the video and check out the calculations on your own. Very, very important. Now, similarly, arrow 1 to 4, because all the NMOS transistors are identical. So RO is equal to 1 upon lambda n into ID1, and ID1 is ISS by 2. So it will be twice divided by lambda n ISS. Lambda n value is given as 0.1, ISS is 2.22 milli. So RO1 to 4 will be 9.01 kilo ohms. So we have found out the value of RO1 to 4. Now RO5 to 8 will be 1 upon lambda p ID5. ID5 is ISS by 2. It will be twice divided by lambda p into ISS. If we don't know the value of lambda p, we keep it as it is. So our RO 5 to 8 will be twice divided by lambda p into 2.22 milli. So that comes out to be 901 divided by lambda p. We'll keep it as it is. Now we again come back to the formula. AD is given by differential voltage gain will be minus 600, which is equal to minus GM1 into GM3 RO3 RO1 parallel to GM5 RO5 RO7. Okay, so that is 600 is equal to GM1 is 22.3 22.2 milli, then GM3 is also 22.3, RO3 and RO1 is 9.01 K. Now they are multiplying, so that's why square, parallel to GM5 is 14.8, GM5 is 14.8 milli into RO5 and RO7. So RO5 and RO7 are same, right? So it will be 901 the whole square into 1 upon lambda p the whole square. Okay. So this we are getting it from here. We substitute this as it is. So in this huge equation, there is only one unknown, lambda p. So we let lambda p square will be equal to y. Okay. So we take it as it is. So we take this 22.2 milli down. So 600 divided by 22.2 milli will be equal to, we'll take multiply this and we'll get 1.802 into 10 raised to 6 parallel to, and we also multiply this 14.8 milli with 901 square. We get 12.014 K divided by Y. Okay. So now we open the bracket. This fraction over here is 27.027 kilo, right, into 10 raised to 3. Then this is like R1 parallel to R2. So R1 parallel to R2 is R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So after simplifying this, we get finally this answer that 1.8 into 10 raised to 6 into 10.01 into 10 raised to 3 divided by 1.8 into 10 raised to 6 y plus 12.014. Okay. So finally we cross multiply them and do some algebraic steps, and finally we get the value of y, which is 0.43785. Now y is actually lambda p square. So lambda p square is 0.43785. So lambda p will be 0.6617 per volt. Okay. So we got the value of lambda p. Now actually we want W by L of all the PMOS transistors and W by L of all the NMOS transistors. So all the PMOS transistors are from M1 to M4, and all the PMOS transistors are from NMOS transistors are from M1 to M4, and PMOS transistors are from M5 to M6. Now we know the value of lambda p. Now we calculate, we write the formula for drain current of ID1. So ID1 is equal to half mu n Cox W by L of 1 into VGS1 minus VTH1 the whole square. So I can rewrite this in the form W by L of NMOS will be twice ID. Twice ID is ISS divided by mu n Cox into VGS minus VTH the whole square. So VGS minus VTH is nothing but my overdrive voltage, which is given as around, what was the value? 100 millivolt. So 100 millivolt means 0.1. So W by L of NMOS will be 2.22 milli divided by mu n Cox value is 100 micro, and VGS minus VTH, the overdrive voltage for NMOS is given as 100 millivolt, that is 0.1 square. So W by L ratio of NMOS transistors will be 2000 and 220. Okay, 2220, 2000 and 220. Find W by L of NMOS transistors. Similarly, for PMOS transistors, it will be given by ID phi is equal to half mu n. Actually, it should be mu p, not mu n. Let me correct it now. Let me add that p over there at the top. Yeah. So it is half mu p Cox W by L of phi into VGS phi minus VTH phi. Actually, there should be mod should be coming, but that's okay. The overdrive voltage square, it is 150 millivolt, right? So it will be 0.15 square, right? So W by L of PMOS will be ISS divided by mu p Cox into VGS minus VTH the whole square. Okay. So here mu p Cox is 50 micro and VGS minus VTH is 150 milli, that is 0.15 the whole square. So if you substitute these answers in the calculator, you will get W by L ratio for the PMOS devices will be equal to 1973.33, which you can approximate to 1973. Okay, so hence we have successfully designed the telescopic cascode differential amplifier. So you could draw the design circuit and write down all their W by L ratios. So W by L ratio of M1, M2, M3, M4 is 2020, 220, okay, 2220, right? And for all the PMOS devices, that is M5 to M8, the uh, the aspect ratio or the W by L ratio is 1973. Okay, so this completes the design of telescopic cascode differential amplifier. I hope it is clear and hope that you all will do it on your own. So that's it for this session. We have completed the design of telescopic cascode differential amplifier. Okay, so we will start with a new topic next time. So until then, have a good day and thank you.